Hi. So in 2020 and 2021, we've seen a whole host of innovations that have come in the healthcare industry, whether it's digital health, virtual care, innovation at the federal government level with respect to loosening of antiquated laws and regulations. And what we've seen in the past 16 or so months or so is that a lot of the technologies and care delivery methods that providers have been using to care for their patients during the uncertainty during the COVID pandemic has come from a lot of ideas from startups and innovative thinkers outside of the industry itself. And so today I wanted to spend a few minutes talking with my colleague, Nathan Sundheimer of the Plug and Play Tech Center to share a little bit about what he and Plug and Play have been doing in the last 16 months or so to help continue the innovation of healthcare technology and delivery methods. So with that, Nathan, thank you for talking with me today. And I'd love if you could just share a little bit about what Plug and Play is up to these days.
Sure thing, and thanks for having me, Faisal. It's a pleasure to be here today. But really, what we do at Plug and Play in a nutshell is we connect the world's best startups with our national and global partners to bring technologies and solutions to market faster. And we do this through three main ways. One is really connecting those startups to help our partners solve their most pressing challenges or really satisfy or dive into their most pressing technology interests. We really do those through introductions. We also have our own business development program where our partners put startups in where we curate content for them so that we help them achieve whatever milestone or overcome any obstacle that they have in their growth and development process as they work towards further building out their solution. And then lastly, we are a family office style VC out of California, where we make over 200 investments a year in typically early stage companies. But the one thing that's really exciting that I wanted to mention today is that starting next week, we at Plug and Play will be hosting our 2-week-long summer summit where we'll be featuring 154 startups that are graduating from 9 of our industry innovation programs, covering industries such as InsurTech, FinTech, and Enterprise Tech. It's an incredible opportunity to learn from, meet, and form connections with startups, VCs, corporates, and other industry stakeholders who are driving the innovation industry forward. But personally, I'd love to invite everyone to join Plug and Play Health for our summer summit on June 15th. So that's next Tuesday from 11 to 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 to 12 p.m. Pacific. And this year in our event, we will be addressing the new consumerism in healthcare with Betsy Bluestone, who is the Senior Director of Global Scouting and Partnerships for P&G Ventures, and David Gordon, who's the Head of Investments at Longliv Ventures.
Sounds exciting. So I guess the question I have is what do you mean by what do you mean by the new consumerism? Are we referring to how providers adopt new technology? Is it about how patients receive care, a combination of both, or something entirely different?
It's a little bit of a combination of both. I mean, as we all know, new technology and products are empowering consumers to better manage their health and wellness, including seeking the quality of care and the price points that they desire. So really, we will be having David and Betsy discuss this trend of consumerism and how it's really going to be driving the future of healthcare. I mean, we are so excited to have Betsy and David as part of our event, as they're both incredible individuals, but two, they're on the forefront of innovation in this space. I mean, just to give a little bit of a background too, like Betsy and her team at P&G Ventures, they partner with entrepreneurs, inventors, and startups to discover and create consumer products, brands, and businesses that solve consumer needs in new areas that are new to P&G. But personally, she's also a very experienced business leader with a track record of success across channels, geographies, billion-dollar brands, and startups and acquisitions. And then on the other hand, we have David, who heads investments at Longliv Ventures, which is part of Hutchison Holdings Limited, which is a renowned multinational conglomerate committed to innovation and technology. And specifically at Longliv, David and his team target early stage companies to uncover and nourish consumer digital health solutions that will
Hmm.
augment and eventually revolutionize the way people manage their health and wellness. So as you can tell, this is going to be an extremely insightful and profound discussion with two rock star industry leaders.
Interesting. So, do you think will both of them share kind of insight on how they evaluate companies, and will there be an opportunity to ask questions from them? They sound fascinating. I'm just
Absolutely. So
hopefully folks that participate would have the opportunity to kind of uh, ask questions or kind of seek out their expertise on certain things.
absolutely. So they will be discussing a myriad of topics within this specific domain. But I do want to mention that at the conclusion of their panel discussion, there actually is a live Q&A where the
Okay,
audience can ask questions. And then also there's a networking portion toward the end of the event where you may have the opportunity to connect with them in that way as well.
great, thank you. And then yeah, for the startups, can you tell me a little bit about the range of companies that you have?
Sure, absolutely. So we have 21 innovative digital health startups who actually just completed Plug and Play Health's accelerator program.
Okay.
And what they will be doing is they will be presenting their cutting edge solutions and use cases on detection diagnostics, telemedicine, remote patient monitoring, clinical trials, AI analytics, and revenue cycle management. And these startups, they have all had such incredible success both prior, during, and I anticipate after the program as well. But they have really worked hard over the last 3 months with all the content, all the meetings, all of the work that they've put in. I mean, these startups, Faisal, they really stretch from the West Coast all the way to Eastern Europe,
Wow.
covering stages from pre-seed all the way to Series A. So
Okay.
there are so many opportunities, and it's gonna be such a great event to see how all of these individual startups are really making waves with their own solutions. But I do want
Yeah.
to mention though is that after they present their use cases and their solutions, we do ask that we actually invite you all to stick
Okay.
around for live one-on-one networking with the startups and other audience members as well.
Got it. So it sounds like there's a wide range of um, different industry stakeholders that might get value out of registering and participating in the summit. Is that pretty accurate?
That is very accurate, Faisal. So it is a public and open event where everyone in the audience will have the opportunity to connect with the very individuals who are on the ground driving the healthcare industry forward. So it's a pretty heterogeneous crowd of VCs, corporates, startups, and healthcare innovation stakeholders. So you have the opportunity to meet and interface with the leaders that you and your organization may desire. But we are expecting well over 400 people here at this event. So chances are you'll find an individual that you would love to meet with.
Fantastic. And I guess the last question is, if folks are interested in participating, how should they go about registering?
Sure. So what I'll do is, Faisal, I'll give you a link that you can share. But also, if you have any questions about the event, I'm always available via email at n.sundheimer, Sundheimer, at pnptc.com. I'm always available. So if you guys would love to attend and you're having any trouble with that process, please let me know. And I will work with you to help make sure that you can get into the platform and meet other industry stakeholders.
Wonderful. Well, I'll tell you, I look forward to participating. And thank you so much for speaking with me today and sharing information about the summit that starts next week. Sounds fantastic, and really look forward to participating in it. So thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, Faisal. And also special thank you to Katherine, Bain, and the rest of the Nixon Gwilt Law team for all the work that they do and the way that they support Plug and Play in our startups. So thank you again, Faisal, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.